she was like, David, I'm pregnant. He was like, by who? Nigga, you was the pappy. I wasn't checking for you. You the one that had the guards coming to look for me. What you thought? So he was back doing his friend, having sex with his friend's wife. And then when the girl got pregnant, he tried to set the friend up 2 times. When that didn't work, he went and got the friend killed. Baby, they've been grimy since the beginning of times, okay? What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Key, and today we are back for another ghetto Bible story. Y'all, it is juicy today. We are talking about David and Bathsheba. Okay, boom. So we all know who David was for the Bible. He is the one who beat Goliath. He's the one who wrote the book of Psalms. He was a prophet. He was the king of Israel. He was a singer. What had happened was David had decided to stay home for a little bit. So his army is off at war, right? So David is just on the rooftop one day, and he chilling. So while he on the rooftop, he out there, he vibing, you know. He look across, and he see a girl taking a bath. So he watching, he like, dang, shorty bad. 26-inch waist, 42 in the hips. Long hair, lashes busting. I mean, sis was fine. So David was like, shit. So his friend, he like, hey, bro, who is this? Who is this girl? And they like, oh, that's Bathsheba. That's Uriah's wife or whatever like that. Now, Uriah was one of David's close friends. He was one of the leaders of David's army. So he was off at war, right? So David, knowing that he was off at war, he was like, you know what? I'm the king. I can do whatever I want to do. So he told the other boy, he like, hey, go tell her that, you know, King David want to see her. He go get Bathsheba. So it say, Bathsheba came over and King David slept with her. She cheating on her husband, but she's sleeping with the king or whatever. So did she have an option? I don't know. I don't really think sis had an option. She had sent a letter to David and was like, I'm pregnant. Baby, David said, by who? Who you pregnant by? Now, mind you, David already had 3 wives at the time. You can't have sex with one of your 3 wives, you man. So he like, okay, you pregnant, but this my baby, but it ain't my baby. He like, hey, I don't know what y'all gotta do, but somebody needs to go get her husband from the war and have him come on home. Baby, imagine saying, go get this man from fighting the war and bring him home so he can come sleep with his wife so I can say that this is his baby and not my baby. So Uriah comes home, right, and he comes to the kingdom. So David's asking him like, oh, what's good, bro? You know, I'm happy you good. Fake ass. He like, how the war going? So Uriah like, you know, the war's warring. Nigga, what you mean how the war going? We out there dying. So he like, you know, I heard you've been working hard out there. I just wanted you to be able to come home so you can spend time with your wife or whatever like that. So Uriah like, oh, thanks, cool. So Uriah never went home. Uriah ended up sleeping outside of the temple with some other soldiers that was out there. So somebody had came back and reported it back to the king and was like, you know, Uriah never went back to the house or whatever. So King David like, why? So he called Uriah back in there. So he like, you know, why aren't you at home? He's like, look, man, I can't even imagine going home sleeping with my wife while I got my man out there fighting the battle and they can't go home and sleep with their wife. They said Uriah was like extremely loyal. He was an extremely loyal person. So he was just like, I'm not about to have pleasure and be sleeping with my wife and all that when these other men can't do the same thing. Okay, Uriah. I mean, you need a Uriah in your life. Okay? Uriah was one of them. Okay? So David was like, okay, understandable. So David invited him, was like, okay, cool. Make sure you come to dinner tonight. So he go to dinner that night with David, have a dinner with the king and his family. David poured him all shots of Don Julio Reposado, trying to get the man drunk. So he gets Uriah drunk like, oh man, you know when you get drunk, you get a little horny. So he go get a little horny, he go want to go home to his wife. Baby, no. Uriah got drunk and he took his drunk tail and said right on the outside of the temple again and went to sleep. So they reported back and was like, Uriah still didn't go home. He laid outside the temple. So David said, you know what? Send that nigga back to war. And when you send him back, make sure you tell Joab or whatever his name was, he was the commander of the army, to put Uriah on the front lines to where, like, put him in the most dangerous place, the most dangerous spot where you know that he's going to get killed because he got to go. Like, he got to go. So Uriah goes back to war and he ends up getting killed. He ends up getting put on the front line. He ends up getting killed. In the process of Uriah getting killed, a bunch of other people get killed too. So the commander, like, he like a low-key like scared because he like, dang, he wanted me to get Uriah killed, but I don't know about these other people. So they reported back to David like, you know, King David, the commander Uriah, he is dead. But also these other people died too because they got cornered in, not knowing that King David had planned all of this stuff to happen anyway. Well, not for the other people to get killed, but for Uriah to get killed. He basically was like, you win some and you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day. He didn't give a heck because at the end of the day, Uriah was dead. So as soon as Uriah died, baby, Uriah wasn't even in the ground before he had Bathsheba, her wigs and everything into his house. So he married Bathsheba. She's pregnant and she was about to have a boy. You know, she grieved for a minute and then she moved in with David. But David had a friend named Nathan. So Nathan was a prophet as well. So Nathan came to David and he was like, David, I gotta tell you about this story and tell me what we should do about it. So David like, what's the story? So he like, it was this poor man and this rich man. And this poor man only had 1 sheep. Like, he loved this sheep. Like, he loved it so much. But the rich man had a lot of sheep. And that rich man basically took that poor man's sheep because he was on some selfish stuff. He was on some like, I'm rich, you're poor. I can take your sheep from you and do whatever. So David, he like, how dare he do that? I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he took that poor man's sheep. That man needs to die. So then Nathan was like, listening. He was like, David, you are the rich man. So David like, wait a minute. Like, what you mean? So he like, you took Uriah away from his family, from his wife, got him killed so you can have Bathsheba. So David like, dang. Like, he didn't even know that he was like an adulteress, a murderer. Like, he was scheming, he was plotting, like he was doing all these things. Now David was a man that was after God's heart, but God had gave David so much he had gave him everything. And David was like, he was turned up in his power. So Nathan was like, that's you. So David, like, he started repenting and everything like that. And Nathan was like, unfortunately, the child is going to have to die. So David, like, well, the baby was sick. So for 7 days, David had went and fasted and everything, but the baby ended up dying on the 7th day. God told David, you killed the man. Now the sword will never depart from your house. I'm going to bring calamity on to you. I'm going to take your wives and let people run the train on them, basically. David's life just started falling apart. He had his wives taken from him. It said that one of David's sons slept with one of his wives in public. Baby, it got messy. At the end of the day, David and Bathsheba ended up having another son, which was Solomon, King Solomon, and he ended up becoming a king, but he died too. Y'all know I love to do my takeaways from the story. This was probably one of my favorite ones, y'all. I'm reading the Bible out loud saying, oh my gosh, like, this is messy. You have to own up to your mess. You have to own up to it. Like, just think, if David would have just owned up to what he did and told the guy Uriah, like, hey bro, like, I messed up, I slept with your wife, he probably would have swung on him or something. Who knows? Probably would have tried to swing a sword at him, something. But at the end of the day, Uriah still would have been alive. You don't know. He probably, if Bathsheba was that bad, you know how niggas, they love to take care of somebody else's kids. He probably would have been like, this my baby, you know, whatever like that. And he probably would have said, we gonna put David on child support. They could have lived a good life. You just never know. And David was like, nah, I'm not gonna own up to my mistakes. I'm gonna fix this. And him fixing it was plotting and scheming and not only getting Uriah killed, but getting other people killed in the process. Just imagine your brother being at war with Uriah and he up here trying to have Uriah back and he didn't got killed because some baby mama, baby daddy drama that he don't even know about. How are my actions affecting other people's lives? Wait for nobody else to call you out on your BS for you to realize that you're in the wrong and what you're doing is wrong. On a side note, shout out to Nathan. Like, Nathan was a true friend. We all need a Nathan in our life to be able to tell us, like, hey bro, you wrong. You wrong for what you did and you gonna have to pay for what you did. Like, there are consequences to your actions. David would have been minding his business and doing what he was supposed to do. None of this would never happen. David was supposed to be at war with the rest of his army. Yet, he was all up on the rooftop looking at women take baths when he got 3 wives downstairs. Like, when you're in places that you're not supposed to be, you end up seeing things that you're not supposed to see. You end up doing things that you're not supposed to do. Like, if you know that you're not supposed to be there, you're supposed to be somewhere else, go and do what you gotta do. Go mind your business. Don't be putting yourself in situations where you're just going to cause turmoil in your life. It's okay to be a leader and to be able to walk away from things that you know that do not serve you, things that you know that are not moving you forward in life, things that you know that can put you and other people into trouble. Like, it's not all about you. I love you guys so much. I thank y'all so much for being here. This was such a good story, and I will see y'all next week on another Ghetto Bible Story.